this is an area I want to talk to you about that I know nothing about. At this point, I should have said to you at the start, Ramadan Mubarak. Yes?
Thank you. Yeah. Ramadan Mubarak. I've had COVID last 6 days. I haven't really told anyone.
You all right?
Sneaking around the corner. I'm fine now. I'm out of it. Yeah, I just waited till I got through my 7 days, and I didn't really get too sick. Everything's going all right. So I missed the first couple of days of Ramadan, but look, yeah, it's one of those times of the year which it's funny. You tell people, you don't eat or drink, the whole day,
Yeah.
and they're like, "Oh, how bad's that?" But it's actually you do it your whole life. You actually really enjoy it. It's something that I've always loved doing, and every time I miss one, it kind of annoys me a little bit, just because I enjoy whatever everything it stands for and what it is. And
What
it's
does it stand
actually
for, Uzzie? Explain it to me. So for people that don't know, from sun up to sundown in your faith, nothing passes your lips. Yeah.
yeah. So on a really basic terms,
Yep.
it's no food, no drink, no water, anything. Sunrise. It's probably about an hour before sunrise, actually, till
Okay.
sunset. Yeah, it's been being technical. It's about an hour before sunrise, to sunset. Yeah, nothing passes. It's more than just the food, though. It's obviously it teaches you discipline, gratitude, which we talk about. We've talked about a bit before. It teaches you, how lucky we are to have food and
Hmm.
water on our tables all the time. I think that's definitely a big part of fasting, being grateful for what you have. But there's more to it. There's other things. You got to be really careful when you fast, because it's a time where you're trying to cleanse the body. It's a time of purity. So, swearing, you can't be just walking around swearing. Things like, small, like, the other sins in terms of like backbiting, keeping your gaze down. You see, like, not me anymore, because I'm a happily married man, and I love my wife. But you're walking around and you see women and whatnot. You keep your gaze down. You try to do all the things that are right in terms
Right.
of basic Islam. It's not just about the food and drink. It encapsulates, I can't even speak right now. It encapsulates a lot
Yep.
other different aspects of purity. But obviously, right at the heart of it is the food and drink, because, yeah, look, if you don't drink or eat for a while, you start to feel it. It really tests your willpower out, tests your discipline out, and it all comes from there.
So there's a couple of obvious questions off that. I remember speaking to Basher Hooley about this, and we'll get to the athletic preparation when you're trying to perform at your sport. Before we get to go that, I haven't got the exact words, was he, but he talked about a lightness. That's the way he felt. How does it make you feel physically, spiritually, emotionally when you're doing it and when you're sacrificing? It's a pretty deep question for a start of a podcast.
Yeah, it is. I like it though. I guess it's very different for everyone.
Yeah.
And that's the beauty of, I guess, religion and Islam in particular. It's always your own personal journey with God. It's got nothing else to do with anyone else. Even to become a Muslim, you don't need to see an imam, which is our equivalent of a priest or whatnot. All you have to do is believe in Muhammad and the prophets before him, and believe that there's one God. And if you believe that wholeheartedly, and you believe in the Quran, you can become Muslim right there and then. That's all you have to say. So it's always been a journey of individualism, just with you and God. So I guess with that, it's very different for everyone. And for me, it's just about that whole, gratitude piece of, how lucky we are in Australia, and how lucky we are. I was growing up, not even in Australia, how lucky I was in Pakistan. Like, all the things that we do have in life that we so surely take for granted. I can't imagine what it's like not knowing where food's coming in the table,
Mm.
or not having the opportunity to drink clean water. I guess when you come down to the crux of it, that's a big thing for me. And it makes me feel, I guess, doing it because I believe in it so wholeheartedly. I get a sense of, not only you get a sense of achievement because it's not easy to do, but it's also, you get a sense of purity and sort of rebalance and cleanliness, and in a way sort of coming back to square zero. Sort of brings you back down to earth every year, once a year, every year. So
Huh.
I really enjoy that.
And is there a period in the day that, um, sacrifice aside, um, for two Aussie blokes where you're like, it gets to 5 o'clock in the arvo and you're like, geez, I'm hungry? Or does it not enter your mind?
No, it
Or,
enters your
or
mind. Trust
thirsty?
me.
Does
I
it?
was in England. I was in England doing Ramadan when I was playing for Lancashire in Manchester a few
Yeah.
years ago, maybe 6 years ago, and Michael Nessa was over there playing league cricket for a team, and it was about an hour or so away. He came over, anyways. If anyone doesn't know, in summertime in Manchester, the sun goes down at like 10:15,
Oh,
10:15
so
p.m.
you got to wait even longer.
10:15 p.m.
Oh,
Yeah.
I
So
hadn't thought of that.
the way the Islamic calendar works is still the same. It's still the same amount of months and whatnot, but it runs on the lunar cycle, so it goes
Yep.
back 10 days every year, approximately 8 to 10 days every year. So when I was young in Australia, it was during our summertime, and now it's sort of during our winter, coming back into autumn time now. But 6 years ago, it was right in the heart of the summertime in England. So the sun was going down at 10:15 p.m. and rising again around 3 or 2:45 a.m.
Whoa.
Something ridiculous. It was literally, you had from 10:15 to 2 a.m. to drink as much as you could and to eat and to do whatever you need to. So Nez came over, we had dinner, we went out to this restaurant and was sitting down there at 10 p.m. ready to eat. And it was one of those Brazilian restaurants where they bring you meat and they bring
Oh,
you
the churrascaria with the red or the green.
Yeah. So they're bringing it around and that's just looking at me. I'm like, mate, just start eating. I have to wait 15 minutes. He's like, okay, thanks, man. I'm so hungry. It's 10 p.m. I'm like, I know how you feel.
Hey guys, Howie here. Thank you so much for watching the Howie Games YouTube channel. We appreciate your support. Now, if you want to hear the full podcast, you can just click on the link directly below. If you want to subscribe to the YouTube channel, which would be fantastic, bang, click right there. And if you want to see more clips, highlights and updates from the Howie Games, just go that way. Thanks so much. As always, take it easy and peace and love.